Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craft to Believe After and welcome to another video. Now you guys, let me start off this video this week by just giving a warm welcome and a very big thank you to every one of you who come every week and listen to me chit chat about crochet, mostly amigurumi. I mean, if I throw a challenge out there, you guys just join in, you support, you cheer. You come back all the time, you leave the loveliest comments, you send the most wonderful emails, you tag me in the most brilliant patterns, and I love it. I don't think I actually say how much I enjoy hanging out with you guys enough. I love it. Like every week, as soon as I put out a video, I'm excited to see the comments starting to come in. Like there's like loads of you guys who've been commenting for like the full 2 years that I've been on YouTube. Many of you have joined recently. You also comment. I love it. You tell me a bit about yourselves. You tell me about your crochet journey. I'm just excited every single week to talk to you all. And I really, really do appreciate that you come along and you chat and you engage, you inspire. I love it. I love being a part of this community. All right, friends. Now, let me get into the crochet of this week. Now, it's been a bit of a slower week. I was back at work after my week of leave. Plus, you would have seen on Wednesday, we had the hooking up with books that I do with my good friend Caroline over at For the Love of Crochet. We had our project reveal videos where we showed which projects we made from the book that we were reading the last 2 months. As well as anyone who joined in, we showed those projects as well. And it's always fun. Like the most fun part of like doing a collab, a challenge or whatever is seeing what everyone else makes. But I will get into collabs and crochet alongs, make alongs, all of that like throughout this video because this seems to be the theme of my life these days. But first, I made a couple of projects using super bulky yarns. Now, for those of you who've been around for a while, you know I don't really work with plush yarns. I have a love for cotton. I use cotton, 100% cotton. My favorite is Hobby Rainbow Cotton 8.6 or Hobby Rainbow Cotton 8.4. Those are either, the 8.6 is the sport weight, yarn weight 2. The 8.4 is a fingering weight, a yarn weight 1. And I purchased from Hobby because they are located in Denmark. I live in Copenhagen in Denmark, so delivery is always super, super fast. So it's just much more convenient for me. And this is the yarn that I found that I really enjoy using. So a lot of my projects I do with cottons here and there. I do some projects with acrylics. Also, very rarely here and there, I use the plush yarns. So every so often I do get a tiny bite, you know, I get a little bite from all the plush craziness that's going on in the crochet community, and I feel like I want to jump on the bandwagon, I want to make something in plush yarn. Then I make one or two things and I realize, okay, I really, really miss cotton yarn. But, you know, there's so many market prep videos out there, like tons of people are doing market prep. That's not really my my path, if I can put it like that. I don't do markets. So although I enjoy watching people's market prep videos, I more often than not do actually not make quick no-sew patterns. I don't mind sewing. I enjoy the more detailed patterns. I've also designed quite a few patterns. I'm busy designing patterns. All of them are super detailed. Tons of sewing. Because you can get a lot of detail into a pattern that has got more parts to it. So for me, I'm not usually drawn to the no-sew patterns. But if enough people shows a specific pattern, I do get that tiny urge to make it. And recently it's been those fruit snails. Now I've seen them on a bajillion videos on YouTube. You see the pattern pop up everywhere on Instagram. And I thought, okay, I did buy a bunch of plush yarns just so that I have it in my stash, a few different colors, because I had a very limited amount of colors. So I purchased quite a few colors just to have it on hand when I get that urge to make something out of plush yarn. So the fruit snails, they popped up. I bought the pattern. You'd have seen these everywhere. I mean, they like the height of market prep, it feels like these days. And I decided to try them out, see what they're all about, see if I enjoyed making them. And I will show you the two that I made. So the first one is this very cute apple snail. Now it is cute, you guys, but somehow it took me longer to make than I thought. And I think it's only because I'm not used to working with plush yarn. Like, I can work at a decent pace with cotton, but plush yarn takes me a little longer. But this one is very cute. He's got a little leaf on top, a little stem. He's got this apple, that's a separate piece. This body part is all one piece, and then you sew these two together. So very cute. Not my usual vibe, but you know, to do something different in between, it was fun. I wanted to try something else as well, or another one of the pattern, and I did this lemon, which I really liked. Very cute as well. I do like how it was designed. Super cute, but I only made these two. And then I decided, that's it, the itch has been scratched. I don't want to make them all. What am I going to do with them? Well, I will actually show you what I will do with them. And this happens to many of my smaller projects. So I don't sell my items. Usually I do have a market like once or twice a year with this women's group I belong to in Copenhagen. But I don't sell off. I don't have a market often enough to get rid of my plushies. So especially these smaller ones, I'll show you. I have this this bin. So this is just going to be popped on top. It's this, well, it's a basket, not a bin. So it's this basket. And I made this little tag. Emotional support companion, please take one. And this I take to work. If I've actually got enough, I've sent a basket like this with my husband to his work as well. I just put it close to my desk. I've got a little counter space just next to my desk. I put it there, and people can sort of help themselves. It's been a very nice way. I mean, they go really quickly. It's a very nice way to get rid of some stock, and especially the smaller ones. My bigger plushies I do sometimes give as gifts. But these smaller ones, I just put them in that emotional support companion basket, and I give them away to whoever wants to take it. I found that's been a very fun way for me to get rid of some of my plushies. Now, as I was making these snails, and I've spoken about it before in my Leggy Froggy video and my Mabel Chicken video, that to make a pattern that is that popular and that simple is actually extremely difficult. You know, it's making a no-sew pattern, because as you know, for those of you who've done some of my patterns, I do not do no-sew. I don't even do low-sew. I'm full sew. Every single piece you can make on a plushie is sewed on. So I'm not a no-sew girly. But I thought, how difficult is it really to design a no-sew pattern? And let me tell you, friends, it is extremely difficult. And this is where my next pattern comes in, and his name is Gus the Grumpy Bear. Now, if you may have seen a reel or a short that I posted recently showing Gus the Grumpy Bear. And this was my attempt at trying to make a no-sew pattern. Now the tube is not sewn onto the bear, like it's a separate thing. But I wanted to see if I can create one plushie that is fairly quick to make and that is completely no-sew. And it was really difficult. In the end, actually, I left off the tail. So this specific bear is not no-sew, because I made a tail afterwards and sewed it on. And then I made this tube, which is not difficult. You make a long, it's 12 stitches around. So you start with a chain of 12 and you just make a long cylinder, and then you connect it, it's connected here with just some stitches. You sew it together with a needle. Sorry, it's very, I don't know why it's so blurry. There we go. So you just sew then the two ends together to make this tube, and it fits really nicely on this chubby bear. Now, when I designed him, I had in my mind, because it's so hot recently in Denmark, which is strange. The sun is out, everybody's out and about. It's really, really humid where we stay in Copenhagen. So even though it's only like 20 or 22 degrees, it feels like it's boiling hot because of the humidity. And I had in my head, now I may have been one of those children when I was small. I'm not that social, which is why I like staying in my house and crocheting, because I'm not that person that goes out a lot, hangs out with tons of people. So when we had big family gatherings, it was always a bit of a stress for me. So even though you know your cousins and your aunts and your uncles and whoever, it's always a little bit stressful for me to be in a large group of people. And in my head, now it's not entirely based on me, but in my head, as I started thinking about being small and being in a group of people and being stressed about meeting different people or new people, or I started thinking about a little child like being forced by his parents to go to whatever party or whatever family reunion, and his mom is urging and saying, oh, don't worry, you will love it, there's a pool, you can swim. And this is where Gus comes in. He's this grumpy little child who does not want to go to this party, never mind swimming. He hates swimming, doesn't even want to be in the pool, but he's being forced to. So he's just sort of dangling. He's dangling on his tube, very unhappy with his situation. I mean, being forced to be out in a pool in the sunshine with a lot of people, that is not Gus's vibe. So I had this image in my head when I was designing little Gus the grumpy bear, and I loved how he turned out. Now, as I say, the first version wasn't completely correct. His arms was a little thick. His tail was not included. So I made a second one to see if I can truly make Gus sew. And this is what happened. So basically the same shape as the other one. I did make his arms. I did one less increase. I made his legs a tiny bit shorter, so he looks even stubbier than the first version. And his tail is just a bobble stitch crocheted in. So little Gus here, he is 100% sew. So the arms, it's crocheted in, the tail is crocheted in, and these ones at the top is once you close the head, you do like these 5 half doubles into a stitch to form the ears. And then I made him a little pink tube. So this is also why Gus is upset, because not only is he forced to like hang out with like all of his 40 cousins in the swimming pool, he was also forced to use a pink tube. Like he had to borrow his older sister's pink and white Barbie swimming tube, and he's just not in general happy with whatever's going on in his life at that point. But I had a lot of fun making Gus. I did write up a pattern, so if you guys want a pattern, I will post it on my blog. There's not going to be a ton of photos in it. It's not like my usual patterns where I show a lot of photos and how you do different parts. This will basically just be the written pattern. But if you guys are interested in making Grumpy Gus, I will during this week put the pattern up on my blog. But that's my attempt at a no-sew pattern. Don't think I will make many more of them. If this is one thing that I learned, it is that I really do not enjoy making no-sew patterns. It's much more difficult to get a cute item out of a no-sew than having tons of parts that you can sew on to increase the cuteness of a project. So I have deep respect for all of those designers out there that makes no-sew patterns. It's really, really difficult. Alright friends, now the last thing I made, and as I mentioned in the beginning part of my video, there's nothing I like more than crochet alongs, collabs, make-alongs, all of those types of things. As you know, I currently have the mix and match challenge going on. I've seen a load of YouTubers taking part, showing their mushroom cats on their channels. I've been loving seeing it. I think I'm up to about 28 entries for the mushroom cat, like 28 photos that's been emailed to me. It's fantastic. You guys, I am amazed at all of us are using the same drawing of the cat with the blue overalls and the mushroom hat, and every single project that comes in is completely unique. I've been loving seeing it. I know there's more people going to be sending it in, so I'm excited to see how many entries we get in the end, and I cannot wait to show you all of the mushroom cats that's been created by all of you. But if you want to have a little glimpse at what some other YouTubers have done, you can type in the hashtag mix and match challenge 2024, and you'll be able to see what others have come up with so far. The deadline is the 31st of May. So we've got about 2 weeks or so to go. Please, if you still want to join in, you're more than welcome to. I'll link, I think, the original video where I explain the challenge down below, so that you can have a look at what it's about and also see the pattern, not the pattern, actually just the design that we are all working from. Now, in the line of crochet alongs, I recently watched a video by Helen from the Mousie Makes podcast. I will link her channel down below. She started a crochet along, or it's not actually a crochet along, it's like a make along, because you can do any form of art. You can crochet, knit, draw, cross stitch, whatever, and she calls it the Mouse Along Mal. I think it's the Mouse Along Mal. So anyone can join in and make some or other mouse project for this make along that Helen is hosting. So I was super excited when I watched this video. So I don't only like giving challenges that people must join with me. I like joining other people's challenges and make-alongs as well. And I got straight to work. I got out, and you guys would have seen me recently talk about the portobello yarn. This was the lighter color, so I made a bear in the darker brown. This is a very beautiful, it's color number 10. Very, very nice yarn. And I made this adorable mouse with it. She's got a little tail. Just look at that cute little face. Very, very adorable. I absolutely loved making this pattern. Now, I will link the pattern down below, because of course, as always, I cannot remember who the pattern is from. But this was such a cute make. Now, the shirt part, I used a yarn that I had in my stash for probably 3 years, and it's a discontinued yarn from Hobby. So I tried to see if there was a similar color in the portobello, which there's not, but it was called Zafira. I think I got it in a Hobby advent calendar about 3 years ago. It's a very similar yarn to the portobello, almost exactly. It's got a slightly higher wool content than the portobello. The portobello consists of 60% cotton, 28% acrylic, and 12% wool. And this Zafira consists of 55% cotton, 27 wool, and 18 acrylic. So definitely a higher wool content. But it worked up exactly the same. Looks the same, it's got that same fuzz. I actually thought it was the exact same yarn, but with a different name. But this one does have a slightly different fiber content. But she turned out super cute. Now this yarn is a 4 weight, or a worsted weight yarn. And on it I used a 3mm hook, because it is on the thinner side of a 4 weight. So I used a 3mm hook with this one. Turned out super cute. So I did post this one already on Instagram as well. I went to our local park yesterday on Sunday the 19th. Today is Monday the 20th of May. So yesterday I did go to the park with my family. We walked around a bit and I took some cute photos of this little mice. Or mouse, not mice. There's only one. So this little mouse, and I will pop a picture on the screen so that you can see what she looks like out in the wild. Alright you guys, that's it for this week. I've kept you busy long enough with a lot of chit chat. But as always, I just love hanging out with you all, talking to you all every week about all things crochet and amigurumi. Let me know what you guys are busy with, if you're working also on your mix and match challenge. I'm still busy with my second cat. As you know, I made one cat, wasn't 100% happy with him, so I'm busy with the second one, which I'm much, much happier with. And I think that's it. You guys, I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. It is Monday. We have a public holiday here in Denmark. I'm not sure if it's a public holiday elsewhere in the world, but I'm enjoying having a long weekend. So I've done quite a bit of crochet this weekend. All right, friends, as always, I loved hanging out with you all, love talking to you, and until I see you in the next video, as always, friends, stay safe and stay crafty.